So I wanted to give a brief, quick reaction to the airstrikes, the missile drops on the drug boats coming from Venezuela. When I first heard about it, I was like, "Wow, that's kind of interesting. That's kind of unique. That's kind of a new method of drug interdiction." And then the more I saw the missiles, and I'm thinking, okay, well, golly, that's kind of borderline, like maybe acts of war even. And I was a little bit concerned, and then I started hearing, the Democrats being all outraged about, murder and war crimes, and finally, Trump has designated these drug smugglers as terrorists. And I thought, legally, that was a brilliant move. When you designate somebody as a terrorist organization or anything like that, it pretty much allows you to do anything you want. Nobody's gonna nobody's gonna react very poorly, except the state where these terrorists are coming from or the organizations. Nobody's going to go, man, you killed one of our terrorists. How dare you? And I'm trying to think of the last one they killed. Was it Soleimani, the Iranian general? They took out with a couple of missiles, him and his crew in cars. And I think there may have been some civilian deaths included. I think what I remember was it was a airstrike, couple of missiles, couple of cars that he was traveling in, him and his entourage, probably his security team, and they're all gone now. I don't remember a whole lot of outrage from anybody other than the Iranians, but if you put these guys in the same category as terrorists, and if you look at the numbers, that's what's the most interesting thing. It's like, I guess you could just classify anybody as terrorist. Anybody that's saying something that you don't like is now a terrorist, and you can kill them. I get that. Objection, and I kind of agree with it. But if you look at the numbers, and somebody just said something this morning, I can't remember who it's. They were comparing drug deaths back from what I remember really well, Nancy Reagan and her campaign of just say no to drugs. And they compared that, I think it was 1980 when she started that campaign. And she was saying just say no to drugs back in the 80s, at least early 80s. And at that time there was 3,000 deaths due to overdoses. And last year it was almost 50,000 deaths due to overdose. So, that's equivalent to the death rate of automobiles, way outweighing deaths to gunfires. And even then, guns in America, most of the deaths are suicide. Anyway, I just thought it was a very clever use of law. And not just that, the idea and the narrative has changed now that these guys, you can always say, well, they're just poor Venezuelans trying to make a buck, trying to survive in this age of uncertainty and blah, blah, blah. And then they got murdered on their boat. Well, they're smuggling poison into the country. And, I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. I would like to hear what everybody else thinks. And has your opinion changed? Have you gone in one direction or the other? And do you think we should continue these airstrikes on these smugglers? They're obviously smugglers. And, people trying to defend what they are. In the old days, all I remember ever is Coast Guard interdictions and Coast Guard coming in and go, hey, stop. Let's see what you got there. But now we're not asking any questions because we know what the boats are. We know what they look like. They're stuffed full of packages that look like drugs. What is it? Is it Is it they're smuggling? They're racing fast skiffs across the ocean to deliver to deliver fish to the ports in America. Where are these boats going? And I think it should be starting to send a strong message to the narco terrorist smugglers that hey, it's much more risky business nowadays to bring the killer dope in. And I completely feel a completely 180 degree different about other drugs, marijuana, the things, hallucinogens that don't kill people. They may still be hurting people, but they're not killing people. So I think it's a good move. Would like to know what you think. And have you changed your thoughts, your directions? Have you been influenced by the media at all on your opinion? And I hope you're influenced by this opinion. Let me know what you think.